My name is Lydia Grignion. I came to Derby from Sheffield after nursing for a while to live in Derby. It had cleaner air than Sheffield, so I chose Derby. And I was looking around for my people that I could link with, you know, adapted people, friends and so, and I met Mrs. Cameron and some older ladies like herself. So we said, okay, what we're going to do as people in our community, we got to do things, and the Pear Tree House is available. And we started doing things there like cooking, sewing, baking, you know, and activities like drama. She brings the music in and we sing, and we do fundraising for developing other projects for elderly people and youngsters also. And we work together for years, showing up at parties and people's clubs, you know, and singing old-time songs from the Caribbean that we remember from childhood. Old people, something about the old man's clock. I remember that song, she used to play it. And, you know, everybody warmed to her because she was so good. And then she became ill after taking people around the seaside and places of interest like the museums, doing all sorts with people, young and old. She became ill and passed away in 1994, and there it was, she just went. So we've lost a very conscious elderly woman in our group, in our community. A lot of things stopped when she died, you know. I was rushing around Derby looking for something to do, because first of all, I had a little girl and I wanted a nursery, and I couldn't find a nursery because I wanted to go back to work. And Sheffield had nurseries, Derby didn't have any. So I went in the council house and I was jumping up and down in there and making noise about what is Derby doing. And Pastor Pickup at Tablet Church in Normanton, he was in there as a young man, and they sent him out to find me, who is this mad hatter that's raising hell about things, you know. And I was the first black woman or young woman who started a nursery in the Pear Tree House. And that's how I met her, because she was looking after children at the time, and she brought them down there for play groups and painting and, you know, getting them ready for school, and that's how we met. The community efforts, the project development, the singing, the martini at Christmas time and concerts that she used to put together with young and old, and those things that sort of closed down, you know. How many people see the sea being born in the inner cities, you know? So we said, okay, let's take the children to the seaside, because that's what we do in the Caribbean. Go to the seaside when it's holiday time, busload, truckload of people. So we have 3 bus coaches can be leaving the library at any time. 52 people in a coach anytime with children. Sometimes 2 coaches to the Blackpool Lights, to the seasides. And that's how it started, and people's looking forward to it. In the summertime, like 1 or 2 trips per month is always from the library, and the buses are filled. Nowadays, youngsters have the cars and the family. They say, oh, I don't go in coaches anymore. It's not community thing anymore. So although they have the cars, I don't know how often they take their kids to the seaside. It just don't happen anymore. She had young people, youngsters of her own, not so young, but she had children, and she used to look after children. So I think she's from a sort of teaching background from home. So she's accustomed to be working with youngsters, and I think that's where her interest lies first, with people. And if she had gone in a place and said, I'm a musician, she'd have to show the papers, which she hasn't got. But put her in front of the organ, she beats the man who's got the papers in his bag. You understand? So everybody go to her for training. And even when she died, a young girl played 3 hymns at her funeral service that she taught. I watched that young girl, she was about 15. You couldn't believe she would be able to do that. I miss her because she motivates people, the young, the not so young, and the old. I like the way she would say, come on, young lady, a young man, you know, she have that tone, you know. Even her son repeated to me in the house, he said, when she's gonna slap him, she said, come on, young man, I've got a bone to pick with you. This is where she talk, you know. As I would say to my kids, my mother would turn in her grave. She would be so upset seeing what's left of our black people and black kids, the things they get up to at a very early age, and there's nobody giving that supervision or what you'd say mentoring, especially black males. They need some of that. Daisy would say community is togetherness.